Quick introduction tonight. It's politicians versus the Aam Aadmi on the Newshour this evening. Let's say it's a big panel and it's going to be an open debate right from the start. We're going to go in for the open debate format because we're opening phone lines in about 10 minutes on that. Story, Anil Desai, Member of Parliament of the Shiv Sena, Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party, Muhammad Ali Khan is the Member of Parliament of the Congress Party who raised this subject in the first place. Sanjay Jha, let's get them on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Sanjay Jha, spokesperson. We are losing some lines for rain. Let's anyway put it up there. Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party, Sambit Patra of the BJP, M.R. Reddy of the YSR Congress. Let's put them on the screen. Jitendra Bhargav, formerly of Air India, is with me in the studio. Sunil Alag of SK Advisors. Let's get them on the screen. Professor Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Professor Kamal Mitra Chenoy and Bejan Mishra. It's a big panel, isn't it? Should we go in for an open debate? Let's go in for an open debate tonight. We are going to go in for an open debate, which means you can come in at any point of time and intervene. I'll ask a first question, then the debate will begin. And phone lines, ladies and gentlemen, are being opened by me right now. Graphics will go in the middle of the story to explain to you what we are talking about. Mr. Muhammad Ali Khan, Member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha, the Congress Party, मेरा पहला सवाल आपसे है. आप आम आदमी हैं कि खास आदमी हैं कि आप इस तरह से क्यों बिहेव कर रहे हैं? आपने ये सवाल क्यों पूछा पार्लियामेंट पे कि हमको कैसे प्रिविलेजेस मिलेंगे? आपको तो ये पूछना चाहिए कि हमारे से कौन से प्रिविलेजेस लिए जाएंगे ताकि हम थोड़े कॉमन मैन, कॉमन सिटीजन, आम आदमी की तरह फील करें. आपने ये सवाल क्यों पूछा? मेरे पास जो कागज है इससे पता चलता है कि आपने सवाल पूछा. किसने बोला आपको पूछने को? सोनिया गांधी ने कहा कि राहुल गांधी ने?
हाँ, हमने सवाल नहीं, किसी ने नहीं कहा कि हम, क्योंकि हम कॉमन आदमी है, कॉमन आदमी से हम मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट बनते हैं. हमारी पार्टी ने हम,
यानी कि आप मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट बनने के बाद कॉमन आदमी नहीं रहते हैं?
पार्टी के वर्कर है, इसीलिए हमने, क्यों नहीं, बराबर रहते हैं, कॉमन आदमी है हम लोग. तो हम ये पूछते हैं कि कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि एयरपोर्ट्स के ऊपर कभी हमारे साथ किसी तरीके का व्यवहार होता है, तो हम उसी कॉमन आदमी को जिस नजरिए से देखते हैं.
किस तरह का व्यवहार? आपको तो कॉमन आदमी का व्यवहार करना चाहिए. आप एक बात बताइए
कि वो हमको भी उसी रूप पे देखें.
मोहम्मद अली खान जी, वो जो दूसरे देशों में जो प्रधानमंत्री होते हैं, जैसे यूनाइटेड किंगडम के प्रधानमंत्री, वो मेट्रो में जाते हैं, ट्यूब में जाते हैं, लाइन में खड़े होते हैं, और आप तो 800 में से एक मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट है. क्या आप कह रहे हैं कि दूसरे इंग्लैंड या यूके के जो प्रधानमंत्री उससे उनसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस है आपका? ये किस तरह का वीवीआईपी कल्चर शुरू करके रखा है आप लोगों ने?
नहीं, हमारा इंपॉर्टेंट, हमारा नहीं, हमारा सवाल पूछने का मकसद यही नहीं था. हमारा सवाल पूछने का,
आपका सवाल मेरे पास है.
फैसिलिटीज
आपका सवाल मेरे पास है. क्यों फैसिलिटीज मिले आपको? क्यों मिले आपको? आप में
इसलिए
क्यों मिले? आम आदमी को क्यों नहीं मिले? कोई डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, प्रोफेशनल, एमबीए, मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट, कोई किसी की तबीयत खराब हो, कोई वृद्ध लोग, कोई बूढ़े लोग, कोई बीमार लोग फ्लाइट में जा रहे हो, तो आप उनको प्रिविलेज मिलनी चाहिए कि आपको
होना चाहिए? बिल्कुल होना चाहिए.
तो ये क्या शुरू करके रखा है आप लोगों ने?
नहीं, बराबर मिलना चाहिए.
क्या
मिलना चाहिए?
मिलना चाहिए मतलब क्या? आप लोग
पूछने का,
तो फिर आपने सवाल क्यों पूछा? सवाल क्यों पूछा आपने?
हमारा पूछने का सवाल यह था कि जो प्रिविलेज हमको दिक्कत के, इसलिए पूछा था कि हमारे साथ भी जो आम आदमी भी आते हैं उनको भी मिलना चाहिए. जिस तरह का व्यवहार आम आदमी के साथ होता है, एयरपोर्ट पे होता है, उसी तरीके से उनको भी प्रिविलेज मिलना चाहिए.
Jitendra Bhargav, does the Aam Aadmi who is going on a plane have the airport director, protocol officer, duty officer and the entire staff free parking, free access to the terminal, personal assistant goes in, check-ins are done by somebody else, security checks are done by somebody else, you're walked in, you get front row seats, you get confirmed reservations when others don't. Does any Aam Aadmi get this kind of treatment?
No.
Do they get this treatment?
Arnab, the question is, all passengers cannot be given this kind of a thing. The basic purpose of an airline is to transport a passenger from point A to point B and make his travel comfortable. Now, all these things that you have listed are certainly in the category of VVIP handling of a passenger, which the MPs are seeking. Now, there is no reason why there must be, as you very rightly said, people abroad have been traveling. Why go abroad? Look at the Indian example. Azim Premji, one of the wealthiest industrialists in our country.
Absolutely.
He travels economy class.
Yeah.
Narayan Murthy, Ratan Tata, all these people, what are they doing and traveling economy class? They're setting an example for a common employee of their company. If they can do it, the others can do it likewise. And here we have the members of parliament trying
No,
to
but what
give a
happened to
totally
the-
different kind of examples being set for the employees so that they are in public eyes made to appear as superior beings.
You see,
which shouldn't be the case.
this is a betrayal of the people, and especially the betrayal is by the BJP. Sambit Patra, the betrayal most is of the BJP, because the BJP's whole election was Aam Aadmi. Rajnath Singh says we are all Aam Aadmi. I am an Aam Aadmi, and there cannot be a bigger Aam Aadmi than Narendra Modi, whose father used to make tea and used to sell tea on railway stations. Right? Today, what happened to that? 2 months have not passed. 2 months have not passed since your government came to power. You broke this basic promise. You introduced this Lal Batti culture that you fought the election against. Why did you do this? I have the answer in Parliament today. The Parliament answer is with me.
No, I also have.
And the Parliament's answer says...
I also have that. Don't worry.
You know, the Parliament answer says that if people don't follow this, then we will punish...
I have it.
We will punish the airlines and the security staff and everyone responsible. Why are you doing this?
Now, can I answer?
No, explain the betrayal. Explain the betrayal of the people.
Yeah. Arnav, first and foremost, before I jump into the answer, I would like to correct you in one of the things that you asked Mr. Khan. You told Mr. Khan, are you more important than the senators of UK and US? Yes. My member of parliament, I say, is more important than any member of parliament anywhere in this country.
I mean, this is ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous argument that I have said. This is the most heartbreaking reply anybody could give. You know, I'll tell you one thing.
No.
You know, this is the basic disease. This is the basic disease. The disease is that of a culture of... No, I said. No, 1 second. No. This is... No, please stop. Sambit Patra, please stop. Please stop. I request you, please stop, Mr. Patra. Mr. Patra, please stop. Please stop. I'll tell you why. I'm opening the phone lines tonight. I'll open the phone. Mr. Patra. Mr. Patra, you... Oh God, Mr. Patra.
No. Forget the topic.
Mr. Patra. No, Mr. Patra. You can't decide the topic and decide your answer and decide the question and decide everything.
No.
You must stop. I'm giving you 5 seconds to stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please stop.
You asked Mr. Khan by saying that, are they important than you? I believe, well, yes,
Mr.
our
Patra.
member of parliaments, our Aam
Mr.
Aadmi
Patra, there is a
are far
mindset.
more important to me than anyone who is white-skinned or American or a
Oh
European.
God.
Now
This
coming
is
to the
the most
question that you have
ridiculous attempt to misinterpret
What is so good about
things.
it?
Mr.
No,
Patra, now I request you, please stop.
No, this is nothing ridiculous.
This is-
Now,
let me-
I forget the topic, I come to the topic.
Okay, now,
do you know, Arnav, that there's a committee on violation of protocol and norms of
Brevity is the soul of wisdom.
Government officers with
Brevity is the soul of wisdom. Be brief. This is not your BJP rally.
This whole
Stop.
thing was brought up in 2007. This whole thing was brought up in 2007
Oh, God.
and was reiterated on the floor of parliament by Ajit Singh. Don't you mislead the nation by saying that Narendra Modi brought these Acche din for the member of parliaments. We only amended it, and we have in fact deleted some things. We may have added a few, but excepting for the 4th and the 5th clause, I agree with the rest of the 13. Well, yes, as rightly said by
All right, Mr. Patra. Now, Mr. Patra, stop. Now, Mr. Patra, please stop. Please stop. Now, 1 second, Mr. Patra, please stop. Now, I'll tell you one thing. You have a choice. If you want to give a 45-minute long answer, I will just allow you to continue your point, but this is a debate, please, okay? And you'll get a second turn. Point is simply this. What did you promise and what are you doing? 1. B, you promised this Lal Batti culture will go, but you brought it back. Are you saying the Prime Minister of India can't stop this? Of course he can stop this.
You know what,
Mr. Patra, now I please stop.
The cabinet
Mr. Patra, second point is...
ministers have not bought new
Oh God,
cars.
please stop, Mr. Patra.
They have not bought new cars. They are travelling in the same car that Sanjay Jha's minister were travelling. We have not bought new cars, let me tell you.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Where is this written? Is it written in the Constitution of India that you should get new cars when you... I mean, this is ridiculous. Please stop it. No, please. You're going to reveal yours. No, please stop. I'll tell you. I'll show a picture and I'll show the picture of David Cameron on the
whole
tube.
page on austerity.
David Cameron goes on the tube and Obama can stand in a line. And what was my point? You know, problem with Indian politicians is this. And Sambit Patra, just stop for a while.
Do you want me to read out the
I'm telling you to officially telling you to stop. I'm telling you to stop. My point is this. I'm asking the question to everyone. The Prime Minister of UK can go on a tube. Everything is normal around him. Okay? Obama can stand in a line. The world is not falling down. He's not being humiliated. But the problem with Indian politicians is they have over the last 60 plus years got this exaggerated sense of self-importance. Bhai, hum politician hai. We are netas. We have to be treated separately. I mean, come down to earth, please. You don't come down to earth, people will bring you down to earth. I'm opening the debate tonight. We're getting some reactions. Who do I go to next? Gaurav Bhatia has his hand up. Sunil Alagh wanted to come in before that. Sunil Alagh. Yes, please, Sunil. And we'll open the phone lines. The lines are open. We'll take the calls.
Concerned, yeah, I am extremely disappointed with what is happening in Parliament today, because for me, I've been supporting Mr. Modi because he was going to bring in a new culture. And what is the Indian culture? The culture is when you have power and you don't misuse it. The problem with our politicians are that they are misusing the privileges. Along with it come responsibility.
Absolutely.
How many times have parliamentarians rung up the airline and told them, I'm going to be late? They've had every single passenger screaming because they've had an MP coming late and holding up an aircraft. I am very hurt, very surprised with what is happening. I think all over the world, I've just met about 7 ambassadors tonight before coming up, and they've said nowhere in the world, other than a dictatorship. Please, I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. I think Mr. Modi must step in and stop this, because everywhere else in the world, this does not exist. This does not exist.
Protocol officer, if we want a PA to a company, I don't believe there is anything wrong if a PA of our minister.
No, you can have anyone accompanying you.
No, I'm saying tonight. I'm saying tonight. No, why? No, I'm saying it very seriously.
Why should he get?
No, I'm saying it very seriously. No, I'm saying it very seriously.
You can have 5 PAs.
I feel
why
sorry.
Don't you buy your own aircraft?
No, I feel very.
Nobody is stopping you from having PAs accompanying you.
I feel very sorry for these self-important MPs. I feel very sorry for these self-important MPs, and I genuinely am giving a suggestion. Like when you enter a supermarket, you have a bag or a trolley which is given to you, which you use and return. I genuinely feel that the government of India, in order to make flying a more pleasant experience for politicians, should have an oxygen cylinder and a gas mask right when at the airport entrance, so that these MPs are not condemned to breathe the same air as the rest of us. Feel special?
Can I come in?
I'm telling you, feel special. Gaurav Bhatia, you don't have a defense tonight. Anil Desai, member of parliament with Rajya Sabha, wants to come back to the debate. Yeah. Anil Desai, can you justify this?
Only an Idi Amin will have these privileges for himself.
The way, Arnav, the way questions are being put, and the whole thing regarding according kind of privileges to the VIPs, so-called MPs, member of parliaments, I think that the way things are being seen now should go to the earlier years, like Congress-led governments and UPA government, what kind of things they have done in the past. I mean, you don't have to label each and every MP on that count. And if you have expectations, we do have expectations that yes, NDA government under the leadership of Modi ji would do lot many things for coming out as a better India and for the people of India. But whatever has happened in the past, the way the question is being asked and the answer which went, but I mean, it is, I'm not justifying the things we do need as MPs, that we need to have this kind of privileges and all. No, absolutely.
No, why don't you start, Mr. Desai? No, Mr. Desai, why don't you? No, Mr. Desai. Yeah. Mr. Desai, I'll tell you one thing. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. You see, last week, and I don't want to rub it, last week there was this terrible incident where a group of Shiv Sena MPs, including you, though you were not the person who actually committed that act, walked into a place which said we didn't get good food, and you ended up doing that horrible thing with a person, insulting the person, showing how powerful you are, etc. Now here is a chance for you to do some good. Why don't you as the Shiv Sena say we are against it? We oppose this. No, why don't you say we are against it? The BJP government should take it back. No, you have the clout.
What did I say? What did I say?
No, why don't you officially say that?
Now you have referred to the debate which took last week. Now let me tell you, I'm not justifying that scene, that force feeding of chapati and all that. A lot of things have been said about that, and things which are now under the observation of the speaker.
Sir, I'm talking about this. Here's a chance to undo that.
What I'm telling you.
Just say that we oppose this. Why don't you say the Modi government must stop this? Must stop creating a caste system at airports.
I'm not justifying. Arnav, let me speak. I'm not justifying what is being given to the MPs as privileges. If MPs are going for all that and having a look for all that, that is not justifiable. But at the same time, if MPs, whatever according to the protocol which has come
What
up,
protocol, sir? Kiska protocol? What protocol? Who set up this protocol?
I'm not.
No, why protocol?
listen to me.
Why do we
Just
have this
listen to me.
protocol? I
Let
say, sir,
me-
destroy this protocol.
Unless
Destroy the protocol, Mr. Desai.
Unless you let me complete the sentence, what
I
I'm
got
saying,
your point, Mr.
what
Desai.
I'm
You are
telling
not
you,
against it.
We do not wish to go with what kind of things which have been said by UPA government earlier.
But the
we
BJP government
definitely-
does it and
we
you
are
are
not
going with them.
it. But at the same time, we are not
BJP
going
government
with that.
is doing it, you are going with them.
At the
Sir, this is hypocrisy, sir.
And now to review
Sir,
the things,
I want to know. I want to know what
to review the decisions which have been taken
why?
by the
No,
earlier
sir,
government.
I'm sorry.
You need time.
Sir, I'm
And
sorry.
That is what is under consideration
Sir,
of the
this
NDA government.
is not what
And that
the
is how
freedom fighters
things will
wanted
come out.
when they fought for our independence. That a day would come when these MPs would be such spoilt brats that they would want a 7-star experience inside a plane. We are seeing hands go up there. I am actually surprised today that I am actually surprised that Bejon Mishra has not come into the debate so far. Bejon Mishra. Gaurav Bhatia after that. Bejon Mishra.
You see, what I want to convey is the MPs must understand respect has to be created. Respect has to be brought about from the citizens. It cannot be thrusted on people. People have lost faith on the system. People have no respect for the MPs now. You see, what you have to understand is, if you go around doing all these kind of actions for your own benefit and your privileges and your luxuries, the citizens will never support you, never respect you. So if you want a respect, please try to make sure that you earn that respect. You have to earn that respect. And what I want to tell you is, none of the airlines are allowed to do any kind of these things without consultations with the passengers. There has to be a kind of a consultative committee which should get into all this with all passengers. I find that there is no consultation with passengers. The airlines are not at all interested to ask the passengers who are paying for all this.
No, first this is
all these amenities which are going. This is going from the passengers.
No, you know why this
and
is.
Why should they do all this without consultation?
No, you know why
and
this
I'm
is.
happy.
Why this?
Arnab, that you have brought this.
So
I am happy that you have brought this.
I am actually. I must say, I am very surprised that a matter which is part of a written reply in Parliament as outrageous as this has not been picked up by the rest of the media. I'm sure it will be. My point is here tonight. I'm saying this is the biggest insult to all Indians, and I'll tell you why. Because these MPs are traveling on free tickets, because these tickets are all free tickets. They get complimentary tickets paid for by the taxpayer. You take our free tickets. You misbehave at airports. You want people whose salaries are being paid by us to treat us badly. You will push us at the airports. You will push us at the security checks. You will take away our tickets. You will take away our seats, and then you'll say it's my right, my privilege. I mean, when Meenakshi Lekhi made that comment out there, Meenakshi Lekhi says what is a luxury for you is a necessity for us. That reminds me of the Mary Antoinette remark: "Let them eat cake." It is so utterly insensitive. I don't believe it. I have one caller. We're opening up lines. I have one caller tonight. First caller tonight is Pankaj, and he's a duty manager. He's a duty manager at the Mumbai airport. He has something to say. Pankaj, are you there? Pankaj.
Yeah.
Pankaj, are you there? You have the experience. Tell the politicians what you've been through. What do you think?
Times now, first of all, it's a great job. And my question to all jury in favor of privilege to MPs. I've just seen on the news flash that I was duty manager. Now I'm out of the airline. So I'm putting up a question because I have experienced so many factors when there is a privileges given to ministers and MPs. Sir, there is a duty manager's escort. Duty manager is any which way is overloaded with multiple duties. If a duty manager escorts MP, who will do his duty? Secondly, the front light seats are very rare in 737, 777 aircraft. So if the front row seats are given to MPs and ministers, who will take care of expectant mothers, who will take care of feeding mothers, who will take care of senior citizens and the passengers on a wheelchair?
Well said. Well said, Pankaj. I think it's a very, very, very important point. Gaurav Bhatia, yes. You know, why don't you start a movement, take this back, roll this back? Why don't you begin a roll this back campaign? Gaurav Bhatia, go ahead.
The discussion that we are having and the points that you've made have some merit in it. And I think the debate should be larger. It should not just target the MPs. It is about public servants in all. And we
No, don't do this tactic with me. Let's generalize the debate, because I know this is a standard tactic. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy wants to come in. I let him come in. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Kamal Mitra Chenoy. Let's get him on screen with you. What you're doing is you're trying to generalize it in order to avoid it. Because we want it rolled back. We want it. It's an insult to us.
Can I make my point?
No, Kamal Mitra Chenoy wants to interrupt you. I'll let him interrupt you tonight. Professor Chenoy.
Yeah, Arnab, I just want to say two sentences. Arnab, you see, this is also part of the arrogance of politicians, that they don't let other people speak.
No, Gaurav, I will come back to you, but here Kamal Mitra Chenoy, he's responding to a specific point of yours, then I'm coming back to you. Yes, Professor Chenoy.
I didn't even make my point.
Arnab,
I'm coming back to you for that.
Arnab, in the Constituent Assembly, if this gentleman has read it, it was made very clear that members of parliament were to be servants of the people. People were not supposed to be servants of members of parliament. This question is not only about perks. What arises is that these people are trying to show off their power. Many perks they do not require, they want to show off. And it is a problem of many political parties, not only of Modi and the BJP. There is a culture of showing off power,
well said,
and flexing muscles. And now they think it's their right.
Well said.
Now can I respond, please?
Yes, Gaurav.
Yeah, I would just like to say it was said by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and it was not said only in context of MPs, it was said in context of all public servants, and this is the point that I was trying to make when you interrupted me, Arnab. I am saying that there is merit in what you are saying, and what the airport manager just now said also has a lot of merit, that, senior citizens should be offered the front row seats, and there should be other amenities for persons who require it. But at the same time, let's not lose our sense of objectivity, because while performing official functions, if a member of parliament or any public servant needs certain amenities, and if they are in discharge of official duty, then
I have one question for you. No, I have one. Now you have made your point. I want to counter you.
No.
One second. You have made your point. I want to counter you. No, I am countering you.
I have not made my point.
No, I am countering you.
Again.
No, I'll come back to you.
I am saying if providing that amenity would be in public interest, because he could discharge his duty.
I'll tell you one
only to that extent.
Okay, so basic argument. No, one second.
Should be curtailed.
Okay, so fine, I understand. So basic argument, Gaurav Bhatia is saying, in the pursuit of our duty, in the national interest, these poor MPs work so hard, they do so much work, they are so deserving, that these little efficiencies should be... No, I'll give you some visual examples.
Why should
look, do you have a TV next to you? Gaurav, is there a TV next to you now? Is there a TV next to you right now where you're speaking anywhere around? Look at the TV. Look at the. What is that man doing in the second row? And this man.
No,
1 minute. What are they doing? No, what are they doing?
Yeah, but at the same time...
Look at that man. Look at that. What is he doing? What is he doing?
Not taking a nap doesn't mean...
My point to you is...
He might be working very hard.
One second. Look at that. Gaurav, look at that. You see, first of all, you go and sleep in parliament. Did Rahul Gandhi not get privileges? Was he not accorded privileges? Which privileges Rahul Gandhi and that man not got? Has he not got they've got all the privileges and they go and sleep in our parliament?
You tell me.
Please don't tell me about this. And by the way, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, your argument is completely wrong. You know why it's completely wrong? You know why it's so totally wrong?
While discharging...
No, I'll tell you why it's wrong. What duty are you discharging when you're on an Indigo or a SpiceJet flight? What duty are you discharging? It is a duty to travel.
He is going for an official meeting.
I want to come in right now.
I'm getting more calls
tonight. If he is going for a parliamentary
all right, Sanjay.
meeting.
Okay, counters coming in now. Counters coming in now from Sanjay Jha and M.R. Reddy. Let them come in. And gentlemen, feel free to come into the debate. Feel free to come into the debate. Mr. M.R. Reddy.
You're running your own company. If one of your chartered accountants or lawyers falls asleep whilst he's on duty, what will you do? When you're in parliament, you're on duty. How can you say that you are in parliament and you're off duty?
Absolutely.
Gaurav, what will you do with an employee who falls asleep?
Point is taken.
You will sack him the next morning.
Point. M.R. Reddy. M.R. Reddy.
Valid point, Sunilji.
M.R. Reddy, you are... No, Mr. Reddy.
You're on duty.
Mr. Reddy. Gentlemen, gentlemen, I'm putting this question to the test tonight. I'm putting it to the test, and I want you to call me. If you disagree with me, call me. If you agree with me, call me. M.R. Reddy, you are from a party and your party leader is 41 years old. I expect today that perhaps your party will have a more open point of view. What do you think?
Decide.
Yes.
What are the facilities required for MP to discharge his duties and responsibilities correctly? Then please give that facilities to the all MPs.
No,
nobody should misuse.
Okay, so my question is,
first of all, you decide what are the facilities.
Mr. Reddy, I'm asking
MP to discharge their duties.
Okay, so
correctly.
Mr. Reddy, my question to you is, if you get VIP free parking, do you discharge your duty better?
No, it's not like that.
No. One minute. I'll ask you. No, please tell me. Please tell me. Please, I want to understand how you are extraordinary people. No. I am saying, Mr. Reddy. Mr. Reddy, one minute. Mr. Reddy, suppose Mr. Reddy, there is an expectant mother, there is an old couple. Mr. Reddy, please. Mr. Reddy, this is a serious issue. Mr. I've got your point.
Parking is required.
Now, Mr. Reddy, understood your point. Mr. Reddy, I understood your point. You are saying that you first evaluate what is required in order. Now, my point is, if 4 or 5 government officers run behind you and you behave like children, and your small little handbags are picked up by these people, and you push aside normal people and don't stand in the line, I just want to know from you, sir, how does that make you discharge your duty better?
Not required. Not at all. After all, we can carry our bags. There is no problem at all.
Okay. So second point is, sir, when you sit in the front row, one second, when you sit in the front row and people who are on the front row are removed to accommodate you, how does it make you do your job better?
No, I don't think that is very much required.
So all this is, so if it is not required, since we have members of parliament like Rahul Gandhi who are experts at tearing up possible legislation, I strongly suggest, what do you say, Sanjay Jha, that Rahul Gandhi should take the lead, and maybe go out there and tear up this whole proposal. This whole government order should be torn up, because it says, and I quote here, courtesy towards members of parliament at airports. 2007 order being perpetuated now as an annexure of this government. What this means, Sanjay, is that there should be no courtesy shown to ordinary passengers. Will Rahul Gandhi tear this up?
No, absolutely. Arnab,
will he tear this up? And your response to Sambit Patra?
It's not just about one party or one leader.
Why not?
I think the entire political establishment must take a very, very serious view of what we're discussing today.
Then you'll never do anything.
I think subsidies are definitely not needed by the individual MPs. No subsidies for the MPs at all. And I'm saying this with a lot of independence here. And I want to make another point. I mean, let's not forget that the salaries of MPs have gone up roughly 3 times. I think that was justified a few years ago. If you look at it right now, I mean, that's, by the way, taxable. It's a tax-free income. Let's not forget that. If you add the perks and benefits, I don't know who's interrupting me, Arnab.
Don't be a Mother Teresa.
I don't know who's interrupting me, but if you can just tell the gentleman to be silent for a while.
I'm interrupting you.
I want to make a second point that the perks and allowances that the MPs get, if you add them in terms of their monetary value, it's significant. I don't know who's this exasperating gadfly in the middle, but I'll carry on. And my third point is the fact that end of day, I think is very, very crucial, that we need to also recognize that most of the MPs are crorepati's. If you look at the last kind of entire, MP's constitution, Arnab, you'll find 60% of them were crorepati's. So, to demand freebies, to expect people to give them all kinds of discounts,
remember this,
I think that's completely absurd. It has to be stopped. Private airlines is in the business of making profits, and they cannot be expected to give discounts.
Then can you tell me,
and all kinds of
can you tell me who was in power in 2007?
To anybody at all.
Who was in power in 2007? Think about it. I'll come back to you when this was first brought in. I'm asking why Modi does not take it back and why he's perpetuating it, but you brought it in. My next caller, now we are going to open up to a lot of calls on the Newshour tonight. And our first caller, Wing Commander Ahluwalia is calling in from Delhi. Wing Commander Ahluwalia, good evening. What's your point? Wing Commander Ahluwalia, please. Wing Commander Ahluwalia, let's get all the guests on the screen. Yes, good evening, sir.
Right. Arnav, this is regarding, I have a very short and brief thing I would like to say. Somebody, one of the panel guys, has just said that these things, the MPs, perks, etc., it is not that this is something new. And this was already started by UPA in 2007 by the Minister Ajit Singh. I would like to know if Minister Ajit Singh in 2007 has started it, and we in the public have voted them out.
Yeah.
Why this present government is taking up those?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know who said that? Wing Commander Ahluwalia, Mr. Patra. And he's not even an MP yet. Imagine after he becomes an MP, how he's going to behave.
No, Arnav. I am going to travel by my train. Don't you worry about me. I always travel by my train. You need not worry about me.
Head on your shoulders and feet on your ground, Sambit Patra.
No. Don't you preach me.
Head on your shoulders and feet on the ground is a good line for politicians.
I am a poor and an austere man. I am a poor and austere man. You don't have to teach me austerity. But the most important issue is
Sir,
this
you're cornered
channel.
tonight.
And all the media was discussing the issue of Mundeji's death. After Mr. Mundeji's death, it was this Arnav Goswami who was asking me why there was no escort for Mundeji. And today when our Mundeji is unfortunately not with us, you are asking why should any escort?
I'm going to the next caller. I'm told members of parliament in India need assistance. Do these members of parliament need somebody to hold their hand and make the extremely difficult process of flying easier for them? What assistance do MPs need that the common man is not worthy of? Does the airport director have nothing to do than to monitor the traveling experience of these privileged MPs to ensure they are not inconvenienced in every way? And tonight, Sambit Patra, those people who voted for you will find your response quite strange. Our next caller from Kolkata from Bangalore is Sanjay. Good evening, Sanjay. Good evening, Sanjay. What's your point?
Arnab, good evening and thanks for this opportunity once again.
My pleasure. Thanks for watching.
I wanted to find out what's so special about these 800 select MPs, out of which about 350 have criminal cases against them. Do they ask for special privileges to carry out their criminal activities as well? Additionally, each and every political party is equally guilty of indulging in this largesse. They all suffer from the same disease. Are these MPs even aware of their duties as MPs? Or are they simply MPs to enjoy the privileges at the expense of the common man? They must remember that they are public servants who have been elected only to serve the public.
Point is taken. Point is taken. Mohammad Ali Khan ji, aap sun rahe hain. Anil Desai, you're listening. Reconsider. Realize you are in a...
I want to say... Let me say, Arnav.
नहीं सुनिए.
No, one say, let Mohammad Khan speak first. I'm coming to you after that, Anil Desai. अभी भी मौका है खान जी, सोच लीजिए आपने जो किया, जो सवाल पूछा, बहुत बड़ी गलती हो गई. दुनिया बदल चुकी है, देश बदल चुका है. आपके वो दिन गए.
कुछ नहीं. हमने जो सवाल पूछा था आम आदमी को जहन में रख के हमने सवाल पूछा
जी. अच्छा, आपने नहीं पूछा था, आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं.
प्रिविलेज के ये माने नहीं है.
आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं.
ये माने
नो सर, मैं आपको सीधी तौर से कह रहा हूं मोहम्मद अली खान जी,
ये पूछा था.
आप बहुत सीनियर एमपी हैं.
बात करते हैं जो लोग आज लाग करती है. हमारी पार्टी ने और मिसेस गांधी ने लाल बत्ती के खिलाफ सख्त एतराज किया था.
अरे पॉलिटिसाइज मत कीजिए, ये आपकी पार्टी लाई थी.
इजाजत नहीं देना चाहिए.
आपकी पार्टी लाई थी.
जमाना नहीं रहा, वो जमाना नहीं रहा. आप
my next
के बाद को मिलना चाहिए, जरूर मिलना चाहिए.
सर आपको ये सब चाहिए.
प्रिविलेज है सर, कानूनन जो हक है सर, जो पार्लियामेंट में जो दिया है, कानून के दायरे में जो दिया है, उसको बराबर मिलना चाहिए.
जी जरूर. आज जो आम आदमी है मुंबई एयरपोर्ट में घुसे तो 180 रुपए हर घंटे क्या उनके पार्किंग के लिए मिलना चाहिए. एक मिनट
आम आदमी को भी जो
खान जी पहली बात तो है सारा देश आपको देख रहा है. द होल कंट्री इज वॉचिंग यू. आप सरेआम झूठ मत बोलिए. आपका जो सवाल है वो मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट को लेकर है. सवाल आपका मेरे सामने, आप आम आदमी के बारे में नहीं बोल रहे, आप मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट के प्रिविलेजेस के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. सवाल भी आपका है, जवाब भी वैसा है. आप आज बात को घुमा के मत कहिए इस प्रोग्राम पे. मैं कह रहा हूं कि लोगों का काफी आक्रोश है इस तरह के वीवीआईपी कल्चर के खिलाफ. वापस लीजिए इस कल्चर को. फेक दीजिए इस कल्चर को, देश बदल रहा है, आप भी बदल जाइए. We are getting more questions. Anil Desai, Doctor from Kolkata tonight on a subject which is creating so much of a response across the country. We have Dr. Datta. Okay, we have Mr. Datta from Kolkata. Mr. Datta, good evening. Mr. Datta, just reduce the volume of your television set, otherwise I won't be able to hear you. Mute the volume of your TV set. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ajay, I am not Dr. Datta. Good evening, good evening.
Okay, we'll come back to you when the line is open. I'm going to come back to you when the line is open. I give a second turn here. Jitendra Bhargav, yes please. Jitendra Bhargav.
देखो, खान साहब ने कहा कि उन्होंने सवाल क्वेश्चन पूछा था, उनको उसका जवाब मिला है, क्योंकि एक ऐसा जवाब मिला है which is listing out several kind of privileges being given to the members of parliament. Now that Mr. Khan has been enlightened on the subject,
yes,
I'm sure he will tomorrow put in another question seeking withdrawal of these privileges for the members of parliament.
Absolutely,
now
take
that
it
he's
back.
Enlightened, he can ask the government, request his party to put in a motion for abandonment of all these privileges.
Absolutely, because this does not make me just feel unworthy, it makes me feel unsafe. The CISF, which is an armed police force, is in charge of airport security. It is not there to give courtesy and honor the members of parliament. I mean, you're compromising safety as well, and the Modi government will allow it. Arun is calling in. I'm going to extend the debate on the other side of the break as well. From Delhi, Arun is calling. Arun, good evening. Go on.
Thank you, Arnam, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you for calling.
I am going to ask the Congress people first.
Yeah.
During their regime, Robert Vadra was a common man.
Good question.
Why he was given so much of privileges? That is number one. So Congress needs to answer that. And the BJP gentleman here, Mr. Narendra Modi, in his thousands of pre-poll speeches said, Robert Vadra, common man, I'll check him out. Right? Why is he not keeping up his promises of just taking those privileges from...
Okay, Robert Vadra question to Sanjay Jha. He heard you. Unless he wants to avoid the question, he may want to answer. Will you answer or duck, deflect or take? Sanjay Jha, the Robert Vadra question comes to you from Arun, from Delhi. You heard it?
Sure.
You heard it? Your line tonight does not match the way in which you expect Robert Vadra to get special privilege.
All I want to tell you is that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has already stated that she did not, neither for herself nor for her husband, did she want any of these privileges, and she's requested the current Mr. Modi's government to kindly withdraw those, whatever we call them, facility, whatever you want to call them. So I think the bottom line is that Mr. Modi's government has to now take the next steps.
Anil Desai doesn't agree with you. Anil Desai doesn't agree with you. Anil Desai.
At this point of time,
Anil Desai is countering you, so I'm letting him counter in limited time. Anil Desai,
that was not said anything about that by Priyanka Gandhi. Unless when only it was objected by the people, when people of India made a furore out of it, and the same time that was taken, that was thought over, and the statement came of Priyanka Gandhi, not before that. So Congress always accorded all these privileges to its people, but here under the Modi's regime, these things will certainly change.
Okay, no, what you are doing is
whatever is undue,
you see
whatever is undue.
No, gentlemen, people are the way people are responding tonight. I have an SMS from someone who said we elect these people to perform as the servant of the people, not to get our privilege as our master. And you are doing this today. Today you are upsetting people all over the country. I want to know what is this check-in that you don't have to check in yourself?
It is too.
Why don't you want to go through the security check yourself? The symbolism of this is so distasteful, and a reminder to the BJP. There was one Robert Vadra. There was one Robert Vadra who you were getting very angry about because of the treatment that he was getting. What you are ensuring is today there will be 800 people like Robert Vadra who will be treated in the same manner. Why are you doing this? Sunil Alak, I am not misleading the nation. I am saying clearly tonight that you are creating a caste system in our airport, and you have to take it back.
Look, in all this, setting an example is the way to strong leadership. I disagree with it because it's the only way. The only way is to set an example. And if you do not set an example, how can you possibly lead a nation?
Modi government did not bring this time. It was already existent. We have only brought down the scale of it. Please read down the
Modi government must stop it.
What were the
I know Modi government didn't bring it.
We will stop it.
I am aware.
When will you stop it?
Bring it, but they must stop it. They must not encourage it.
We will do it. I have told you the measures of austerity has started. The measures of austerity has started. Not a single minister has bought a new car. You have seen what kind of austere measures we are following. No minister has big budget which they can spend.
Our next scholar is Francis.
Mr. Modi will take action. I'm sure.
Our next scholar is Francis. Francis has experienced this. He's also worked as a duty manager at the Bombay airport. And before I go to him, I just want to show some pictures. First, I showed the pictures. One second. First, I showed the picture out there of a David Cameron traveling on the tube. Let's play those pictures there. David Cameron traveling on the tube. Barack Obama, he stands in a line and then he pays up for the family standing behind him because he has to jump the queue. That's the way leaders across the world behave. This happens only in India. And the anger we are seeing tonight from the political class almost seems to be, we will fix these people. We will fix these people who dare to take away our basic privileges. I mean, if you wanted to get elected to be treated like royalty, go to some other country, not India. We are getting a call of Francis. Francis, who has been a duty manager in Mumbai. Francis, good evening. Francis, you can hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Francis, go ahead.
So my question is, these MPs have been elected by the people. Is it to serve the country or to serve themselves? They have a terrible time at the airport, looking after these jokers who become MP overnight. And the qualification in half of the murder cases, assault cases.
Well, good point.
Forget all the other passengers and take care of this one person who comes as an MP. And they need escorts. Are they unaccompanied children?
So your answer is so good. I think that's Boris Johnson, the London mayor. He's traveling by train like anyone else. I don't think he's going to catch some deadly disease. That's Tony Blair on the train. I don't think Tony Blair is going to fall sick, right? Yeah. And I'm repeating once again. And there's the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom traveling by the train like everyone else. I don't think something very terrible happened to him. But if you ask Muhammad Ali Khan today, Congress MP, he feels that something terrible will happen to him unless he gets treated like that. Bejan Mishra, I'm going to come back to you. Bejan Mishra, the debate continues. Should we extend this debate by a few minutes? Okay, Bejan Mishra, before the break. Bejan Mishra.
You see, I want to tell that the BJP should set a good example by changing this, and they should promise that they will do it in a week's time. They should ensure that all these privileges which were there, it is not deserving. They should travel economy to understand the plight of the economy class passengers. They should stand in the queue to understand the plight of the passengers. They should do all that kind of things which the passengers feel that there is a change happening, and that is the promise they made when they went into elections. They have now got an opportunity. So the
problem is
set good examples.
The problem is our MPs don't just want to travel like VIPs themselves. They want their luggage also to travel like VIPs. Because I'll give an example. Three MPs, two from Congress and one from BJP. They wanted to carry 193. They wanted to carry 193 kilograms of excess baggage while going from Guwahati to Delhi on Air India 9612. This incident happened in 2012. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a real mindset problem. Our MPs want to travel like VIPs. Their cronies, their assistants, their sycophants, their chamchas want to travel like VIPs. Their luggage wants to travel like VIPs. I say end the VIP culture. The debate continues. I'm taking a short break. Take it back, everyone says. Modi government, take this back. And don't say the Congress started it. You take it back. You said there will be Aam Aadmi Sarkar. Take this back, but will they? I'll be back on the other side on the Newshour tonight. From Bangalore on the phone line, Commodore Singh is joining us. Commodore Singh, good evening. Before I come to you, I want to give a couple of examples of how members of parliament in our country behave. It's a Congress MP, Datta Meghe MP from Vadra, 2011, complained it is misbehavior that he was asked to remove his coat. He refused to follow the security protocol. This is February 2011, right? A Congress MP from Bahraich in Uttar Pradesh, Kamal Kishore, blatantly refused after CISF personnel asked him to place his coat for an X-ray screening on January 29, 2011. 3 MPs tried to get away with no charge towards 193 kilograms of excess baggage while travelling on an Air India flight. Former Chief Minister of Delhi, the late Sahib Singh Verma, who was also Union Labour Minister in 2003, reportedly fisted and pushed attendants on a Jet Airways aircraft after being asked to deplane along with the rest of the passengers due to there being smoke on the runway. Interestingly, it was the airline that had to apologise to him and initiate an inquiry into why its employees misbehaved. I'm sorry. These aren't normal passengers, Kamal Mitra Chenoy. I'll come to you after, Commodore Singh. These are bullies. This is bullying. I'm coming to you, sir. I'm coming to you, Sunil Alag. And I'm saying this, Modi Sarkar can take this back. Commodore Singh, what do you think? Commodore Singh.
Yes. Arnab, I just want to tell you and tell your panel here that the BJP government came into power because the poor and the Aam Aadmi of this country gave vote to BJP because they had it in mind and chaiwala. Modi gave the impression of a chaiwala, but today they are sending a signal to the Aam Aadmi that they are a bunch of crooks and hoodwinkers. They are misusing, not only misusing these powers, but they are abusing the power that they have. Number 2, they talk about ethical and responsible reporting. Sometimes they tell to these media people, you should be very responsible in your reporting. But I want to tell these politicians that they should be very responsible in their politicking and ethical in their behavior, and when they are in parliament and when they're putting demands.
Well said.
Shame on them.
Well said.
These people are talking of extra privileges. What about, I'm a retired defense personnel. What about the defense personnel who are laying down their lives on the border?
Absolutely.
Who are realize it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I stand with you, sir, on that. Can I say one thing? You compare it with what the politicians get, the defense personnel give absolutely nothing by comparison. They don't. And that's what hurts us.
Correct.
That's what hurts us, sir. But these politicians don't seem to get it. Bijan Mishra.
Everybody works very sincerely for the country. It is not only the MPs. So why should only the MPs get the privileges? Why not everybody? Everybody should be treated equally. They are not doing any special work. They are being assigned. They have been elected to do that work. They are not privileged. They have been elected by us to do that work. So they don't need privileges. They need to walk with us. They need to stay with us. They need to fly with us. They don't need privileges. And I was ashamed. I see a bag being carried, a handbag, a briefcase being carried by somebody else when I go and fly with them. It is such a shameful act. You know what my country's image is abroad because of all these things. We feel so ashamed. Our country is such
in fact, I think
country.
I think so.
We're so proud of it.
I think so, and I'm saying not just one second. In this context, it is worthy to make
undermining my country.
Absolutely,
they're undermining our country.
And these politicians are saying, how is it going to hurt you? How is it? I'll tell you how it's going to hurt you. What the politicians? No, it will hurt us. It will hurt us first of all.
Hurting the country.
It will hurt us symbolically because we will be made to feel low.
It is hurting the country.
And secondly, no, let me give a practical example, Bijan Mishra.
They have spoiled the image of our country.
And they want us to get along with it. I'm saying. No. First of all, for example, this law says an MP will get spot confirmation on seats in case of a fully booked flight. Against the first cancellation, it will be offered to MPs. This is the most outrageous thing I have heard of.
What about my mother who's dying? What about my mother who's dying?
Absolutely. What about your mother? What about some ailing lady? What about a pregnant woman? What about children?
Exactly.
What about an ordinary person who's paying?
They have to be.
If they are put on the waiting list, why should that MP get ahead just because he has an MP card? No, why should he get ahead because he has an MP card? And let me say this tonight. No, let me say this tonight. Let me say this tonight. There is a group of politicians out there who have begun to believe they have been elected and it doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, people are watching. People are watching.
Can I come in?
They are elected to
people are watching and people are judging you by your response.
Bijon, if you allow me, Bijon, if you allow me, in agreement with you. Prudence. Just a second.
You have no right.
I'm going to be against your statement. Arnab, I'm agreeing with you. Can I come in for a second?
No, you're agreeing with me. Then I want you to say tonight, Modi Sarkar should take this back.
If you allow,
say on Newshour tonight, Modi Sarkar should take this back.
If you allow,
say tonight, Modi Sarkar should take this back. आप कहिए.
Allow me 10 seconds.
कि ये गलत हो रहा है जो हो रहा है इस देश में.
Arnab, any politician on this show.
What any politician, yeah?
Kind of outrage. Just a second. I'm also saying that. I'm going through my Twitter. I'm going through your show. I'm hearing your listeners.
I am telling you, you are.
Yes, there is an outrage.
I am telling.
Just a second.
I am telling you, carry your bag, stand in line, behave yourself, behave like a normal human being.
Should not.
That's it.
No one should carry your
yourself.
bag. No one should carry your bag.
Well, they do.
Carry your bag.
Let me tell you. No. Watch it. Let me tell you what an Aam Aadmi goes through. No. Problem with you, Sambit Patra, is you don't know what an Aam Aadmi goes through. Can I just tell you something? The viewer may be interested in knowing even if you don't.
I'm an Aam Aadmi still now.
I am telling you what an Aam Aadmi goes through. You are not an Aam Aadmi in your thinking. You are not even an MP, but you are still not an Aam Aadmi in your thinking. I'll tell you.
I am more Aam Aadmi than Arnab.
What, Mr. Patra? Mr. Patra?
Let me agree with you. Let me agree. I'm agreeing with you, Baba. Let me agree with you for a minute on the Newshour. Let me agree.
Our next caller.
Well, yes, probably not much work has not.
Our next caller. We have 3 minutes on this debate. We have 3 minutes on this debate. We have 3 minutes on this debate, and our next caller. I'll come to Sunil Alag next. Mr. Ladishan from Chennai. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead, sir.
I just want to only just make a few points here. One is when we voted for Modi government, we are not here to compare and say that what Congress has done. We are not looking at the history of this country. And people are sleeping on the on the road, and if you look at the hospital and the overall condition of everything, we are not happy to just look back and say that we are improved here. We voted for this government with a lot of hope, okay? And you brought up the situation of airport. We are looking at your channel focusing on the hospital of this country, where the general people are going. Take up MPs to that place. Ask him to stay for time in that hospital. This is where we would like to see the change. If they are able to stay in that hospital, as a general citizen, then things are going to change. If we continue to give the privilege for these guys, nothing is going to change.
Mr. Ladishan, very good point. I just want to add one thing to your very pertinent point. You see, there are two examples. A Delhi University professor is asked to remove his leg brace during frisking at Hyderabad airport. An amputee is made to remove her artificial limb at Mumbai airport in July 2013. A man with a prosthesis is asked to strip waist down at the Indira Gandhi airport on October 18, 2013. And these MPs want to treat an airport like a 7-star private hotel. They should be ashamed of themselves. Sunil Alag wants to come in, and Kamal Mitra Chenoy as well. Kamal Mitra Chenoy, do you think they are going to back off?
No. Listen, look, Arnab, I think we are misleading the situation.
Want to make one last point.
These people flout their power. They flout their power so that people recognize that they are superior. This is against the democratic culture. They think that their rights and their privileges are their right, not something given by the people. And that's the basic attack on the democratic culture. And that is why nothing will change unless they are brought to book.
Okay, reconsider one point. A message comes from one of my viewers who says, I want to inform you that Mr. JRD Tata always stood in queue and carried his own briefcase. JRD Tata could do it, these MPs can't. Last word to Sunil Alag. And
no, I want to end by saying, look, earn the respect. You can come and request the people, they will let you go. You don't need a rule.
No, you can't request.
Even I have asked people when I'm standing in line, my mother is old, please let me go. They let me go. Earn the love, earn the respect. You don't need a rule for all this.
The rules have been made.
Emergency, request
the rules have been made.
They will let you go. Why do you want to
the rules have been made.
That's all I'm saying.
The rules have been made, but Sunil,
when he's in trouble, we will do it ourselves. But
the rules are being made. I'm saying throw away the rules.
Sambit Patra should tell his party to withdraw this thing. Simple, and trust the airlines and the airport staff that if there is an emergency faced by a member of parliament, airlines and airport will themselves attend to
like
it.
a normal person.
In a normal way, like they do with others.
Like a
so
normal
there'll be no
person.
it will be a good message that the government can send to
one thing which comes across tonight is after this election, the expectations had changed and people had thought this VVIP Lal Batti culture will go. On a program sometime back, I had said if these MPs want to feel so special, I have a suggestion for them. They can get a red light, put it on top of their heads and walk around so that they feel special and everybody identifies them. Tonight, this issue is extremely serious. India has an opportunity to push the MPs back. This must not be allowed to die. This should be a campaign till those people who need to back off, back off. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.